Alright guys, it's Anthony here from sussexweightlossblog.co.uk and pwfit.co.uk, and today we're going to make some pancakes, ready for pancake day. We're going to basically make a slight adjustment on the original recipe, so we're not going to reinvent the wheel here, but we're going to make some slight improvements so we can lower the fat in the pancakes, we can lower the calories as a result, and we can improve the quality of the carbohydrates as well, just by making a few ingredient substitutions, and that's what I'll show you how to do today. Alright, so let's get cracking. We're going to need two things. We're going to need a mixing bowl for our dry ingredients and a measuring jug for our wet ingredients, okay? As I say, dead simple, even I can do it. Right, measuring jug, mixing bowl. You're also going to need some of these, some scales, to weigh out all your ingredients. Okay, now, first substitution we're going to make is, instead of using white flour, we're going to use wholemeal flour, which works just as well in the actual recipe, and also gives it a nice little bit of extra taste there, because, well, white flour tastes of, well, nothing. So using wholemeal flour adds a little bit to the taste as well. Okay, as well as improving the quality of the carbohydrates. So here we go. We're going to use, that's wholemeal flour. We're going to use some Duff's Farm Organic. I'm sure you can get some blue stripy stuff from Tesco's, or some orange stuff from Sainsbury's. As you can tell, I don't do the shopping in this household. Alright, now, so chuck the bowl on the scales. Your scales hopefully will reset themselves to 0, and we need, I've got my recipe up here, 175 grams. So 175 grams of flour is going to go in. Okay. Now while I'm doing this, I'll just tell you when this recipe is made up, when we've got our pancakes, it makes roughly 8 pancakes altogether, and each pancake comes in at around 100 calories. Okay, they've also got a almost perfect 60% carbohydrate, 20% protein, 20% fat split. So they're nearly there. 175. Alright, 180, a little bit over. So they're basically ideal for fat loss, for muscle building, for athletic pursuits, anything like that. So you don't just need to have them as a treat on pancake day. They come in at about 100 calories a pancake, so if you were, for example, to have 4, you'd have a whole meal's worth of pancakes, or if you had 2, they'd make a good 200 calorie snack. Okay, so you can work them into your normal daily diet. Alright, now baking powder, we need this, normal stuff. 2 teaspoons of this. Now, as I always say, if you don't already, get some of these teaspoon measures. They're much more accurate than using actual spoons. Same applies to cup measures. They cost next to nothing, and they cost literally a couple of quid at the most for both. And we want 2 teaspoons of this, and they'll vastly improve the accuracy of any of your recipes that you make. Alright, now, 2 of those. What else do we need? Artificial sweetener. Okay, so the other thing we can do, again, pancakes tend to have sugar in them to sweeten them, so the traditional kind of pancake recipe. So again, we can replace some of that with artificial sweetener, which we have the Sainsbury's stuff again, so you don't need to shell out on Splendor. It doesn't matter, any kind of granulated sweetener will do the job. Alright, and how much do we need? A teaspoon. Okay, so just a teaspoon in this recipe. You can of course adjust for sweetness depending on how much you like it. Personally, I like my pancakes to be plain with a bit of sweetener drizzled on top, so you can adjust afterwards if necessary, or adjust to taste. Okay, and that's the dry ingredients done. Alright, now wet ingredients. First thing we need, 300 ml of skimmed milk. Again, this is another substitution that we've made. You can take whole milk and replace it with skimmed milk. In some recipes it doesn't quite work because it needs the fat content to work, but in this particular recipe it actually works quite well. Mainly because we've got vegetable oil in there, which we'll see later, and also of course the egg yolk, which we'll see. Alright. So, 300 ml of skimmed milk. Straight into our jug. Again, we're going to mix all the wet ingredients in this jug. Okay. Now we need 1 egg. Nice and simple. Crack that bad boy in there. Alright, straight into our jug. Get rid of the shell there. And a dessert spoon of vegetable oil. Alright, that is probably vegetable oil. It's alright, it looks like it, and you don't have to eat them, so you don't worry. Alright, we know want a tablespoon of this stuff. Excellent. Again, using my spoon measures here. Now again, so far we've got about 5 to 6 grams of fat from the egg yolk, and also a tablespoon of vegetable oil will also add fat. Vegetable oil is adding good fat, and don't forget that this recipe actually makes 8 pancakes, so it's going to be split into much smaller amounts when you divide that up. Okay, now as well as that we need 1/4 to 1/2 of a mug of water, so bear with me. Alright, I'm using probably about 30, split the difference, chuck that in there. Alright, good stuff. Now, that's about it. The water you can adjust to change the consistency depending on the kind of consistency you want for your pancakes. Now we're going to whisk the jug ingredients together, and we're also going to mix the ingredients in the bowl together. Alright, so let's stir these up a little bit. And here we go. This might get messy. Stand back. Don't know how far I can push this. That'll do nicely. Good. Alright then. We just chuck this into this. While I do this, I'll get my frying pan on. Again, you'll want a good non-stick frying pan, which just may or may not be by now. And you want to use a 1 calorie spray, okay? You don't need to add more fat into the frying pan to actually cook them, just a 1 calorie spray will do the job fine. Alright, now let's see if we can whisk this bad boy up as well. There you go, get messy. Alright. Get rid of these. Right, and there we have it, pancake mix. Slightly rain pancake mix, and you can use a bit less water if you prefer it to be thicker. Do bear in mind though, if there's less water, it will make less pancakes. So do adjust. Again, you'll have to take into account the fact that maybe it'll make 6 pancakes if it's a little bit thicker, and that will affect the nutrition information, so you'll have to divide the whole recipe, which is approximately 800 calories. I'll get it all up on the blog by 6 instead of by 8. So again, use water to your advantage. Remember, it has no calories in it. Alright, now while we heat this up, what you can do is put your mix into your jug and use that to tip it into the frying pan to get the right amount for each pancake if you want to be more accurate. What I actually find with this particular recipe is that a ladle, 1 ladle is approximately 1 pancake, if you can get roughly 8 ladles out of this. So that's a good way of measuring. Right, and we'll give this a go. We'll either have a nice pancake after this or some pancake splodge. Place your bets now. Okay, getting warm. Right, let's turn this down a little bit. So like I say, use a ladle. Don't want a complete ladle, a little bit left up the top. Chuck that in there. Beautiful. Put this over here out of the way. Alright, spread that around a little bit. It goes almost immediately thick when you put it into the frying pan, which you may or may not be able to see there. Alright, and of course don't know how you like your pancakes. I like mine to be just slightly brown. So it'll be done fairly quickly, and it's just starting to brown around the edge there, which is perfect. I'm not going to try and flip it. Sorry to disappoint. Alright. Oh, what the hell. Alright, here we go. Stand back. I can make another one if it all goes wrong, can't I? Perfect. A little bit of a fold, but perfect. There we go. Who needs one of these? Okay, just want to brown the other side slightly. Fling it on your plate. Et voila. Master Chef, here we come. Yeah, it's that simple. So again, as I say, you just need to make a few minor substitutions. Obviously amounts of ingredients make a big difference, but whole milk can be substituted for skimmed milk. We use a little bit of vegetable oil to make up the fat there, so it will still cook properly. Sweetener instead of sugar, and wholemeal flour instead of normal flour, and you'll get nice pancakes out of it. Okay, good treat. Alright, so enjoy your pancake day. This was Anthony, sussexweightlossblog.co.uk, and I will catch you next time.